Hi everyone, and welcome to another video of Terraform. My name is Tia from DevOps Easy Learning, and today we'll be going through Terraform variable, especially complex object, right? We'll be going through Terraform object variable with try and also a default. What do I mean here? Most of the time, you kind of want to deploy something and you want to define variables, right? Where you can have all variable type. And we'll say object variables is basically used for complex data structure, which means in there you can define all kind of variable that you want, like a string, a list, a tuple, a number, a boolean, a map, and so on, right? Let me click here on this Terraform little icon here, and it's going to take me to a GitHub repository where I'll have examples that we'll be using. Also, I will make sure that I put the link to this GitHub repository in the description below, so that if you want to go ahead and follow the same step that I'm doing here, you can go ahead and clone the repository and you will have the exact code that I will be using, right? I don't usually like to kind of look through my code here through just GitHub. What I'm going to do is just to copy this link, and I will navigate to my local where I basically also clone the repository, and I have it here local. If I type ls here, ls, ls, I'll cd in code and Terraform and ls right here. I'm going to cd this, the root of the repository, navigate to this path, tap ls. And I will go ahead here and kind of type code here to open everything in VS Code. Now, the example that I'm going to start with here, it is the example number 2. As you guys can see here, what we have here is just a Terraform domain block, and here we have the provider block, and here we can define an object variables here, which is a complex data structure. Why do we call this complex data structure? It's because in here we can define all kind of variables that we want. We can define a map, as I mentioned earlier. We can define a string. We can define the number. We can define a boolean. We can define a tuple, and so on, right? Now, here, these are kind of default value of this instance config. What are the default value that we're going to use? We can punch here the default value. Now, how are we going to use this now to create an instance? And like the title basically mentioned, we want to use this with a try function, right? Normally, when we say try in any programming language, you are trying to do something, and if it doesn't work, what will be the default value that we are going to use? Try this, you catch. You're trying to do something, you catch some mistake, and what are you going to do with that? Here in Terraform, this is what we are going to do here. We'll use a try function to, first of all, check if this value called var.instance_config.ami, it is there. We try it. If it's not there, what will be the default value that we are going to use if it wasn't defined, right? If it wasn't defined, what is the default value that we want Terraform to use? This is the purpose of the try function. You're trying to loop. You're trying to check if something was defined. Yes, if it wasn't defined, if the user did not punch a default value, or a user did not kind of like not just point a default value, but let's say a user did not define a value called AMI. What is the default AMI that you want Terraform to always use that if this one is not defined? What is the value that you want Terraform to use, right? We try and we don't find it, we set a default. Here also we try using var.instance_config. That means we are trying to get the instance type, which is this one. If this value does not exist, what do we want Terraform to do? A user didn't define this. What do we want Terraform to do? Do we want Terraform to just go ahead and throw an error message and say there is no instance type found? We say use by default, it's E2 micro, right? And the same apply. If the key doesn't exist, use this key. If the security group wasn't defined, go ahead and use the security group. Also the subnet. If the subnet here wasn't defined, go ahead and use this particular subnet. And also the block device. If the block device was not defined, the block device here, it wasn't defined, go ahead here and use this particular block device. And also the tag. If the tag was not defined, go ahead and use this tag, which means this tag here, if it wasn't defined, go ahead and create that EC2 instance, but use this map here as a tag, right? Very, very simple. And I will go ahead and kind of trigger Terraform, and we'll see the behavior, and we'll jump into this example here. This one here, it is also really, really interesting because we will learn something that if it's not defined, instead of, we can go ahead here and set the default value as empty. That means do not even use it, right? Do not even use it, or we'll learn none, null, and also empty. Now, let me go ahead here and kind of trigger this one. Upon a new integrated terminal, I'll go ahead here, not integrated terminal, but ls. And I'll go ahead and cd here in this example, which is this ls. And I'll go ahead and type Terraform init to initialize this. And I'll go ahead and type Terraform plan. And it's going to tell us exactly what you want to create. You want to create one EC2 instance, which makes sense. Let me go ahead here and type Terraform apply. And this will basically launch one EC2 instance in AWS. If we hook over to AWS and can check EC2 instance, here, if you refresh, you guys see here that we have one here in pending state. What is coming, and the name is VM1. And if you check in the tag here, you guys will see that we basically set that to VM1. If you check the tag here, the tag, oh, yep, I was supposed to be here. The tag here is basically set to VM1, isn't it? And when we deploy this, I'll go ahead and change it and kind of comment out this and say a user did not provide a tag. What is going to happen? We'll see what Terraform is going to use. That is done. Let us go ahead now and behave as if the user did not provide this. And we want Terraform to use this one. And let me go ahead and change this name here and call Bashan. And call Bashan -host, for instance. And I will save this. As you guys can see here, a user did not define the tag. Let us figure out, let's see if Terraform will be able to deploy this instance, basically using this guy here as a tag. I will go ahead and even destroy this one first, so that you guys kind of see the difference before I make any modification. Terraform destroy. Oh, that makes sense. We make some modification. Let me go ahead and kind of cancel this for now, and I will destroy the resource, and I will redeploy that again one more time. I will save this, and I'll go ahead and destroy the resource, and I will redeploy it again one more time. Let me go ahead here and type yes. Here, I am not going to define the tag. That means I will comment out this tag. Start from here to here. I comment out the tag. And I will say, if this tag is not defined, please go ahead and use this tag here. Call my instance a Bashan -host. And I will save this. As you guys can see, we didn't define the tag. Let's see when Terraform will try to find this, trying to look for var_instance config.tag. when it will not find this, if it will be able to use this one as default to create. That is the goal. This is done. Let us go ahead here and type Terraform apply. And here we start having some little issue here. Said this default is not compatible with the variable type constraint, right? Task is required. Okay, this is a big issue here when you want to use some stuff. And that is where another example here will show us with this example 3, where we'll be able to say if it is not defined, we have the variable, we can set it as empty, a tag as empty, or we can set something, if it's not there, use none. None mean do not use anything, empty, and so on, right? I will kind of allow you guys to try to figure out why this one didn't works, and just jump into this example here and trying to see if you can understand why it didn't work, right? And let's say you are not able to figure out, please let me know in the comment below so that I can go ahead and shoot another video and fix this, right? I'll kind of allow you guys' brain to work a little bit and figure out why this one didn't work and how can you go ahead and fix it. How can you use all this stuff like empty, null to fix this, right? And if you're not able to fix it, please let me know in the comment below and I will go ahead and shoot another video and show you guys how to fix it. But for now, I want to kind of keep you guys' brain working. I want you to go out there, do some research, how you can go ahead and fix this data and just fix this and make it work, right? But if you are not able to fix it and make it work, please let me know in the comment below and I will go ahead and shoot another video and show you guys how you can fix this and how you can do something and you don't define a default value, how that is going to work. I hope this video was really informative and I kind of threw an error message here and I don't want to fix it in this video because I don't want to throw everything and give it to you guys. I want you guys to think a little bit, right? And if you guys are not able, you guys should let me know in the comment below and I will go ahead and shoot another video now and fix it properly and explain what went wrong here. That's it. That's it, guys. And I will see everybody next time. Bye-bye.